Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey everybody, how you guys doing? And welcome to another great show brought to you by Malcolm's Choice. Yes, Malcolm's Choice we've been doing all month long. If you're just catching our show for the first time, Malcolm's Choice is a one-stop shop for everything entrepreneur, black business, black ideas, black business. If you want to get your stuff out there, this is the best way to do it. It's a platform for every type of business you can think of. It's a one-stop shop for all types of business. If you're not on there, you need to get on there. For new businesses trying to work out, like don't have a website, this is what you need to do. Get on this platform first. They have reviews, they have showcases and pictures. This is the easiest thing to do to get your business started right here on Malcolm's Choice. So we're so thankful for them to being our sponsor. So every day we will bring a new business. So I'd like to bring on a gentleman right now is going to talk to us about his business and how he can help us. Please welcome to the show, Sean. How you doing, sir?
This is good. I'm here, man. You know?
Well, thank you.
I like the backstage. The backstage was like, wow, like I feel like I'm going on to like late night Leno or something like that. This is crazy. Congrats, man. This is good stuff.
Thank you. Well, we're so great to have you. And I know your colleague is going to log on pretty soon. I see that he's trying to log on. So once he gets on, I'm going to bring him on as well. But before we get into that, let's get to know you better. Born and raised, where you're from. Let's go.
Well, born in Scarborough, raised in Scarborough, live in Scarborough. I left and came back. Got my head office in Scarborough, but I'm global. I'm in Vancouver. I'm in India. I'm in Halifax. I'm in Edmonton. And right now I'm downtown on Front Street at my downtown office. So
there you go.
The place.
So did you always know growing up this is what you wanted to do? Did you or was it like, the basketball player, or did you want to be a lawyer, a doctor? Like, what was it?
I wanted to be a pilot.
A pilot?
Yes.
Okay, and what happened?
Now I just get people to fly me everywhere I want to go.
I like that better.
But yeah, my background is database administration.
Okay.
In any business that you do, information is the currency. You know what I mean? I got into, this mortgage business by chance. I actually bought my first home when I was 24. And the experience that I had with that mortgage broker wasn't a pleasant one. And she happened to be black too. I was so disappointed. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. But pretty much I was working as a database. I was doing database admin for Petro Canada. I was living in Malvern at Morningside in Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
And, that office was on Yonge Street. And I felt like I was in a hamster wheel going from my house to the office on Yonge Street. And then they were moving to Oakville. And I was like, I'm not moving to Oakville. I'm going to stay in Scarborough. And I said, I got to find something else to do. And then because I went through that experience getting my first house, I was like, maybe I should take this up. And I asked a couple people, like, oh, there's so many mortgage brokers. You don't want to do that. It's a hard business. And then I said, okay, I'm going to try it out. And here I am today.
Yeah, and that's a great story, because sometimes you got to go through the hardships. And like you went through the hardships with that other person, and you're like, oh no, this has got to be better. There's got to be a different way of giving people the proper service. And maybe people get the bad service so they can realize what they need to give to the new client, the better service. So think of it as, not a bad thing, but maybe that's what got you started in the first place.
Exactly. So, and what I focus on really is just training and mentoring people, right? So right now we got about 120 agents, and I just like to teach. Right? I just like to educate people and give them, knowledge on how to better, themselves and their family, and put everyone in a position to win.
Yeah, and that's the key thing. I like what you said, in a position to win, because you have to put yourself on the starting block at first. Okay, if you don't even put yourself on the starting block, you have no chance of winning whatsoever. So until you get the knowledge, of what to do, you can't put yourself in the starting block. So that is a great premise that you're helping business. And then your company, like you said, you have businesses all around. So tell us a little bit more about that, how you do business all around the world.
Well, it's all Matrix. The business has brought me, to China. It's brought me to Cambodia. It's brought me to Australia, right? And people want to know what we're doing over here, and the fundamentals of any business is marketing, right? So we're big on advertising. But Matrix Mortgage, I started in 2008, and I built it up to, with the help of my team, to a national brand, right? So we focus on providing financing to people that primarily have been turned away by the bank because of the different regulations and getting qualified. It's a little difficult for people to get qualified. There's criteria that people have to meet, which are the 5 C's of credit. You have your capacity, your capital, your collateral, your character, and your what is it? That's 4. I said capital, character, credit, capital, capacity, and collateral. So that's 5. So a lot of people, they're missing one of those when they're trying to get financing, right? So they go to the bank and they get turned down, but they don't quite understand why they're getting turned down. So I provide the education as to why people are not qualifying at the banks, and we have less stringent guidelines, especially for people like yourself, self-employed. There's a lot of entrepreneurs, especially now because of COVID. People are turning to working from home and doing things on their own independently. Well, good luck trying to find financing if you're not meeting the capacity criteria of the 5 C's of credit. That's your ability to pay. People that are generally self-employed, they are not showing all their money on their anyway. It's like the government comes around, you want to hide your income, right? But then what happens is that prevents you from meeting that C. And if you miss any one of those 5 C's, you're not qualifying at the bank. So,
Okay.
So what we do is we look at, okay, you could be making money, but you're not declaring the funds on your tax return. But let's just find an alternative way for us to identify that. Let's take a look at your bank statements. How much money are you putting in your bank? And then we would use that income. So if you're depositing, let's say $10,000 a month in your bank, we'll add up all those deposits and say, okay, you're making $120,000 a year, right? So we have a little more flexible criteria. And then even more so for people that are not showing any money, they're still running cash businesses, they're putting all their money in Bitcoin or whatever it is, making the money online, and they're afraid to put the money in the bank, but they have a down payment or they have a property that they're renting and they're collecting rents or whatever it is. We can qualify you based on the equity in the property, or we can qualify you based on the money that you're putting down, right? So we just have a few flexible options for people. That's what makes our situation unique.
All right. And before we move on, if you have any questions, because I see some people watching, thanks to our viewers that are watching. If you have a question, just put it right into the chat and we'll make sure that your question gets answered. We're going to be taking questions and you can see it right there. All your comments will be right there at the bottom of the screen. So if you're having a question right now, don't hesitate. Just type it in. I'll get it to them and we'll go from there. With that said, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
It's easy for customers to buy black once they know where to go. The mission of Malcolm's Choice is to make it easy for everyone to buy black. Malcolm's Choice is committed to keeping our dollars circulating in our community and the sustainable economic growth of the African Caribbean Canadian business community. Our platforms provide access to quality products and viable services and valuable information to reestablish our connection and trust with our local businesses and organizations in every industry. We are happy and proud to be the show sponsor to empower Black Canadians with knowledge of Black excellence in the GTA. Give us a call at 1-866-985-8459. That's 1-866-985-8459. Let's talk about your business.
For all the Zoom hashouts and recipe tryouts, the world changed and we were right there, standing with you, always near, getting closer in so many ways, laughing together as we face these days. And because our roots are Jamaican, we've got a special insight that tells us there's no need to worry, world. We'll be all right.
Mobile car detailing. Clean and shine. The details are everything.
Yes, we are back live, and we'd like to thank Clean and Shine for a sponsor for this week. This week's show, all brought to you by Malcolm's Choice. You see the ticker on the bottom. If you have a business and a company, please do give them a call, Malcolm's Choice. Now, I got questions coming in from my viewers on Twitch. Thanks for watching, and Facebook. Question number one is, when should you start? How early can you start to call you to say, listen, this is what I want to do? Should we prepare ahead of time? Do we come see you first? How's the preparation to start?
Yeah, with with everyone doing like Zoom and all that stuff, you could just call me anytime. You know what I mean? I think the best time to meet would be when you have all your documents put together, right? So I could walk you through the process of getting yourself prepared to purchase. I work a lot more with people that already own a home. Not to discourage anyone that's looking to get in the market, but typically people that have challenges getting financing, that's my specialty. As long as you have a down payment, you're meeting one of those 5 C's, or you're lacking one of those 5 C's, I'm going to tell you what to do to put you in that position. But there's a lot of programs out there to assist people to get financing, especially now. A lot of people, what I'm seeing is they're taking their government grants and all these programs that are out there, and then using that to get into the market. It's very people are being crafty with the services that are out there right now, which is very interesting. But yeah, you could call me anytime. Like my number is there on the screen. You could always chat. I'm always available. To chat and to connect and give people advice. So now or when you have everything in order, it doesn't matter. I'll walk you through the process.
All right. So there's a number, 855-55-FUNDS. That's 855-55-FUNDS. Give them a call. Talk one-on-one. There's no hesitation to call and say, listen, I saw you on the show and I'm kind of confused, or this is what I need to do. This is what I need to understand. It's better to get the full information. That way, when you go up to bat, you're hitting a home run every time. And that's what everybody wants to do. So with that said, let's bring on your website. Let's go through it. And let's talk about different things you can help with and a little bit about your site. So there is the form. There's a contact form right on the front page. And earlier when I logged in, there is a pop-up right there. So any questions you need, you can actually go right into the form and ask any questions. How long does it take for someone to answer?
It should be pretty quick. We got 24-hour customer service, so it's there's someone always there to answer and provide feedback. All
right, now if you guys look, there is a slew of.
Test it out. Let's see what happens.
All right, where do you want to go? Let's go. This is the one that everybody wants to go right here. Bad credit mortgages. There we go. We all have trouble sometimes with, information. There you go. Okay. Get your mortgage approved today. And then here are some of the questions and answers. Pay off your debts, high interest, and loans. Because that's what everybody has. Everybody's got debt. Okay. I don't care who you are. You want to get those debts down low. And if you don't, you want to keep them at a minimal rate.
That's correct. Money is debt, actually. The more money you have, the more debt you have.
See? More money.
More problems. More money you have, the more debt you have. That's what I said. More money, more problems.
Right. Oh my goodness. Everybody wants that big money, and then you realize afterwards, you're like, oh, I gotta pay that. Oh, that comes in like this.
Well, your expenses increase when you have more money, because you're not gonna want to clean your house anymore. You're gonna hire a cleaner. You're not gonna want to cook. You're gonna go out to restaurants all the time. You're not going to want to fly coach. You're going to fly first class. So it's more money, more debt. I'm telling you.
Yep. All right. There's the current rates and everything is right there on the site. And there's some testimonials, success stories. So I like that. Let me see if I can get this going. We always like success stories.
Hello. My wife and I contacted Matrix Mortgage Global as we are both self-employed and were rejected by our bank when we applied for a mortgage. I must say we were very impressed with Sean and his team.
They were very knowledgeable, professional, and always available. Thanks for assisting us when no one else would.
See, and that's what you want. You want people that can give you feedback. Real live people that you've helped and you give feedback. Let's do one more before we move on.
Hi, my name is Tammy, and I have to say, if you are looking for a mortgage, I would love to recommend Matrix Mortgage Global. The service that I received from Sean and his staff was excellent. They answered my questions anytime I had them, and they even met with me on the weekend. Thank you guys so much for making my first mortgage process great.
There you go. And that's what you want to hear. Definitely, that's what you want to hear. All right, let's go on. You also do a blog. So the blog, what does the blog do? You guys are telling information. How often does the blog come out?
Yeah, we put out information pretty often. There's a lot of news sources that we pull from. We try to like make sense out of nonsense, and we're constantly updating. I think the last update should have been maybe like a couple weeks ago, maybe a week or two ago. I don't know.
Okay, so make sure you read the blog, get information. We're just going to go through the website a little bit more because there's a lot of information here. This is a full website. So if you're looking for any solutions, like look at that. You got second mortgage, high equity loans, you got debt consolidation, bad credit. We went to a self-employment mortgage, first-time homeowners, home improvement, new to Canada mortgage. Oh, hold on. Let's go back to these two, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stop here at home improvement because, things happen. You're going to have a home. You want to, oh, the kitchen's too small. Kids are getting bigger. We need more room. They want to finish the basement. All these things will come up. It's a guarantee thing. They will come up. So here's a great thing to look at about how to, help improve mortgage for Canadians and go from there. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so everyone wants to, especially now, like people are at home and they don't like what they have in their house. They want to do upgrades, so we provide a lot of services for people looking to improve their house, and we actually provide financing in a very unique way for this particular product, where we could actually give you financing based on the future value of the home after you do the renovations, right? So we can say, okay, let's suppose you want to put an addition on the home, for example.
Right.
Now that with COVID, people are moving out of the core and they're moving back home. We could actually give you financing if, let's say, your house is worth $1 million and now you want to add an addition and it's going to be worth $1.5 million. We can give you financing up to the 80% mark of that future value as opposed to the current value. So you get a little more cash in your pocket.
Oh, okay. So it's not it's not what it is now. It's what is the potential. What's it going to be? That's
Right.
the value you're going to get. That is really fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Matrix Mortgage Global, your alternative lending specialist. Matrix Mortgage Global is an experienced team of mortgage agents and brokers with backgrounds in financial planning, investments, and real estate. Our reputation for working with our credit-challenged clients to consolidate debt, preventing power of sales, and rebuilding credit are just some of our attributes.
And that's what you need. Rebuilding credit, debt. Some people have bad credit. They did some bad shopping back in the days, bad purchases, or didn't pay off their credit card, so it just kept piling up. You guys can help get that pulled down. Talk about that a little bit, because I think that's one thing everybody's scared of is when they get the mail in the door, the knock on the door, and it's like, oh, hey, we just want to call you because you've missed your last payment, or hey, you're 2 months behind. Like that call, nobody wants to get that call.
Okay, I tell you a secret, man. I'm not afraid of debt. I used to have probably about $1 million plus in debt.
Whew.
And I slept like a baby. Because my thought was, hey, I already spent the money, so what do I care? You should be the one not sleeping because I owe you. So anyone with debt, don't sweat it, man. It's not a big deal. But at the end of the day, if you have a lot of debt and you can't repay it, it's going to affect your credit and it'll affect your ability to buy properties and advance and I guess consume more debt, because that's what this whole system is built on. It's built on debt. But yeah, what I do is I work with people that, and this is where I'm talking about, I work with people that already have a house, and you can take those funds and put them into your house. We can do a refinance or a debt consolidation loan and tie everything up into your mortgage, because the mortgage typically is the cheapest form of money you're going to get. Like right now, you can get a mortgage at 0.99%.
Okay.
But your credit cards are like 15, 20, 25%.
Right.
And so if you have a house, this is why it's important for people, especially Black people, to get into home ownership, because you could then in turn leverage the appreciation of your asset and then dump those funds onto your high interest debts and just consolidate everything. And then when you get to a point where you get a home equity line of credit, now you're getting money at prime plus 1 or prime plus, half, whatever it is. And now you have cheaper financing or cheaper lending options. Right? So
Okay, and that's what we like to hear. The keyword all I heard, you were talking, and all I heard was cheaper, lower, free. I didn't hear nothing else but those words. Okay.
And sleep like a baby if you have debt. Don't sweat it.
There you go. That's all I heard, man. All right, my friend. It's come down to the show. But before we let you go, we have a game we like to play. It's called a rapid fire. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. So here we go. Favorite sports team?
Well, hold on. You're asking that question. It's like, what sport are we talking about? We're talking.
Hey, this is rapid fire. There's nothing. Favorite sports team?
All right, I'm gonna go with football. The Dolphins.
All right. Favorite player?
Marino, I guess. I don't know. So many, man.
Favorite food?
I'm Guyanese, man. I like pepper pot.
There you go. Well, that next question is, what's the song you listen to before you jump on stage and teach us about money?
It was all a dream.
Okay. What is your hidden talent?
You know what? I'm a good person to persuade people.
See? Okay. So listen, if I ever get in a fight and I need something, I'm calling you.
I'll make sure the fight doesn't happen. I'm not a fighter like that.
There we go. All right. What song do you sing in the shower?
Flip. You know what? I have to think about that. What song in the shower?
What song are you bellowing out, man, when you're in a good mood? What song are you singing?
I'll play some Bitty McLean.
Ah,
yeah.
There you go. There you go. And then the best investment you should do is
buy real estate and buy land. They don't make it anymore.
There you go. There you go. My friend, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show. It's been a great, I learned so much, and we will stay in touch. If you want some more information, right there, send them an email, or better yet, don't waste the typing. Give them a call directly, 855-55-FUNDS. Just give them a call and say, listen, I saw you on the show. Just want some help. Want to know what you can do for me. Just give them a correct call. And if you can't find him, for some chance, you can find him right there on the ticker at Malcolm's Choice. He's on Malcolm's Choice, a one-stop shop for all business, Black business entrepreneurs right there. Before we let you go, anybody want to shout out to, my friend?
Shout out to you. This is great, man. This platform is like, it's amazing, man. Streaming. I never even heard of this platform before. I was like, wow. Well, it inspired me to host a show, and I do a little podcast, not a real podcast, like a webinar every week. It's like a lot of political people. I get like counselors. I had the mayor on Wednesday. I have a cyber breakfast, but I'm actually hosting a budget review next month. So I want to call you and bring you up for that. But this platform, like, oh man, this is amazing.
Well, thank you so much. All right, everybody. Don't forget to check us out tomorrow while we bring another great guest. Thank you for watching. And remember, grab somebody, give them a call and say, hey, just checking on you. We'll see you next time. Right. Bye-bye.
I'll do it again. This is good. Congrats.
Thank you.
Has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice